I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at game number 11 in our 20 from 1995 series. And this game is part of the Rave or Ridge Racer series, or whatever you want to call it, created by Namco. This is the third game for the arcades, and this is called Rave Racer. And I guess this came in both single and double player cabinet. It could be linked up to other cabinets for several players playing at once. And you use a steering wheel, a 6-gear gear shift, and you have a start button, a change view button, and you have a brake pedal and a gas pedal. And it starts with this salacious view of the series mascot who makes her debut in this game. There were several other games after this, but for the home consoles. And her name is Reiko Nagase, and this is her first appearance in the series. All the games after this were for like home console or PC. This might be considered the pinnacle of the series. I do not recall coming across this in arcades. Like I might have stated before, I was kind of just about done with the arcades at this point in my life. I mean, I still liked video games. It's just not as cool as it used to be, for me at least. I should have appreciated racing games more than I did at the time. We're going to get started. You can choose automatic or manual transmission. I always choose automatic. And there are 4 tracks that you can choose from. There is Ridge Racer, Short Track. There is City track. There is Ridge Racer Long Track, and there is Mountain Track. Well, Short is both Ridge Racer and City. All the tracks have 3 laps, but in the order that I mentioned them, I apologize for some of this skiddiness on the part of MAME trying to capture this. This track here is very reminiscent. In fact, it might be exactly the same as one of the tracks in maybe it was Ridge Racer, the original game in the series. There was Ridge Racer 1, Ridge Racer 2, and then Rave Racer. There is a way to play on time trial. Initially, if you're going to play this way, just the regular way, then you race against 11 other cars. But through a trick, and I don't know if you noticed, but there was a Mappy, another Namco game, playing just above as you enter the tunnel. Yes, there are Namco characters making an appearance. To do the time trial in which you race against one other car, you have to hold the viewpoint button as you select your course. And like I said, it's against just one competitor. This is so annoying. I apologize for that, but like I said, MAME did not really want to record this very well. But it's a beautiful little racer.
Don't give up! Keep on it!
It's kind of a shame you don't get to change your car. You only get the one you're given. I wasn't good enough on my own to try to make first place. I'm just not good enough at racing games. I would not recommend using the brake. Just let off the gas. Damn it, dude. but there are 3 laps for all of the tracks. This one starts you off with 55 seconds, and you get somewhere between 21 to 28 seconds maybe restored. I think that's the same for pretty much for all of the tracks at the checkpoints. If you do time trial, you get less time to complete it.
Leave this joker in another time zone.
You get 10 seconds less, at least on the short.
That was a tough race. Go after the checkered flag next time.
Now, I don't know what the 716 means there. It's makes you feel like a voyeuristic perv looking at her like that.
You did it.
Now,
You
if
won the
I
race.
used to cheat to get first
It's
place,
a new record.
but if you do get in first place, you can drive a car and you can, to the sound of Rally X, another Namco game, you can try to run over as many cones as you can. You do not get anything special for doing so, unfortunately. And you can't, like, I suppose you could hit the brake and turn and knock out more cones than I did. But yeah, you don't get anything special for getting all the cones, or at least that's what I've heard. And the only way to get your initials, and we are doing the time trial now. Stop that. And like I said, I'm sorry it's choppy, but it's just kind of the way MAME recorded it. It might have been that way because I am starting to run out of memory remaining on my computer. There's a whole bunch of old files I need to get rid of, I guess. But also the sound was like really, really muted, and I guess that happens on a number of Namco System 22 hardware games in MAME. So I had to tweak that in the editing process. But yeah, through time trial,
Game over, man.
that was
Better
just,
luck next time.
yeah, I couldn't quite catch up to the first place car. But I'm not going to do a full playthrough in this game. We'll just see at least snippets of all the tracks.
You did it! You did it!
And
You
if you
won the
make first
race.
place in time
Yeah,
trial,
it's a new
that is the only
record.
way to enter your initials. Once you're done running over cones, then you get to put in your initials. But like I said, you have to complete time trial and you have to get first place. And I've looked online. What is it, or what happens when you get all the flags? And a whole bunch of answers popped up, and they said nothing, not a zip bupkis. But there I am in first place with cheats. I admit. I wish I were good enough to never ever have to cheat in video games. For the most part, I don't have to, but I will admit that sometimes I do. And now we are going to look at the city track. Short. It's labeled as short. The laps aren't very long. And this is a little bit different from the Ridge Racer track. There will be barricaded off parts of the track that you can't get through. And there's no way to unlock that, at least in the arcade version, to my knowledge. Yeah, like I said, I would just advise not using the brake. Just lay off the gas and get ready to make the turn ahead of time for the tight ones. Anytime you bop your car against the wall, that's enough. That's enough for the opponents to just zip past you.
Get on it!
The mountain course that's in the hardest one, and yeah, the difficulties are novice, intermediate, advanced, and pro in that order. The pro one, the mountain one, that does have a section where you can take a I don't know, a possible shortcut. Well, I like the jumps in this game. You can't accidentally go off the course, even with like those big old jumps that we saw. Except for, like I said, the mountain track. There is a part where you can go off the side of the road and you can drop down to a lower part of the track, and that might be a shortcut. There will be no cars down there for you to race against, so maybe that'll work to your favor.
The final lap. Hang in there.
The sounds at one point might not match up perfectly. I apologize for that too. This was a real bugaboo to record. Took me all week. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention it yet. Happy Memorial Day coming up. I hope you were able to get that day off from work. A lot of you probably didn't. I've had to work it before, but not this year. So I got a nice 4-day weekend. Usually it's 3-day because I work 4 10s. Which is already pretty nice. This may have capabilities to link up to several cabinets, via a video cable link, as was popular with a lot of racing games at the time. We're not going to look at the time trial for all the tracks because it looks the same. But yeah, you need to do the time trial to this is just first place with regular mode. But yeah, you need the time trial in order to put in your initials. And here I had a cheat on that was maximum speed, and I drove like way past all the traffic cones. Whoops, I left the cheat on. Yeah, the sound is a little off here now, sorry. The gear shift is at the bottom left, and if you use manual gear, then you gotta move the gear between the 6 different gears. And there was Dig Dug playing just as I entered the tunnel. Some nice cameos. Yeah, in the tunnel you saw the alternate path that you could take. But if it wasn't barricaded off. So you can't go that way. It would have been nice if there was a trick so you could just go right through that or something, or that it wasn't barricaded. I don't believe there is. But like I said, in the mountain course that we will be looking at in just a second, you can go off the edge at one certain part, and you can drop down to a lower area. And because you're going to want to use your speed as much as possible in this game, it's very easy to fly right off. But you will get no other competitor cars down in that tunnel area that you will go through shortly after you drop down. And it will eventually rejoin the main track.
Don't give up! Keep on it!
But we'll look at that in just a second. Yeah, I am really enjoying these racing games. Looking at these from the 90s, they were super impressive. at the genesis of the 3D polygons, they're often really clunky looking, like a Virtua Fighter. Although they'd been tinkered with way before that with iRobot, which is a pretty cool looking game for its time. Yeah, when I saw them in Virtua Fighter, I was just like, ugh, they look terrible. But they kept at it, Namco and Sega, and fine-tuned them, and they got them looking pretty darn good.
Too bad. Game over, man. Better luck next time.
Game over, man. Game over.
Ah, you're home free now, baby.
And now we're looking at me getting first place. But like I said, if you want to put in your initials, you have to do the time trial. And you need to hold down the change view button while you're selecting your course. And you will only face one competitor. Yeah, this might be the only time when you want to use your brake in the game, so that you can get more cones, although there's no prize for getting all the cones, like I mentioned before. And here is the rabbit ears, or rabbit head, or whatever critter kind of looks like with the ears. This is the mountain course. And on the right ear of the map is where you can drop off. And you'll see these exclamation points. There we go! Drop down to the lower area. And like I said, because you don't have other cars competing there, here's where Ray joins the track. You might be able to take a shortcut and get ahead of some of them or something. We'll look at what it looks like to not drop down there. Yeah, there's definitely a drift feel. You feel the drift when you crank the steering as you're trying to make turns. That looked like you could drop off, but I don't think you can drop off there. I think there was a railing there. You saw the seagulls taking off. Yeah, I'm just not good at these. Ooh, there's a nice big jump.
2 laps to go.
One of my favorite racing games with. Drop down again.
Are you okay? Back in the race.
One of my favorite games with racing games with jumping, big time jumping mechanics was San Francisco Rush, I think it was. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to that game. That was 1996, I think. Yeah, hope you're having a great Memorial Day weekend. Maybe leave some comments on what you did or what you're planning to do. I went up to the beautiful cemetery with my mom to visit her parents. Picked up a nice bouquet and had a great lunch. Very nice day, beautiful weather. I'm looking forward to really warm weather so I can wear shorts to work. So annoying. I apologize for the audio being, or the maybe the video being glitchy. It's not that way throughout, but I hate it. I just couldn't help that. That's the way MAME was. Like I said, maybe it gets that way when you have low space remaining on your computer, and I gotta ditch some files. Maybe some folders that I don't use anymore. But yeah, we'll see me when you get first place whether or not you use the time trial on this expert course
2 laps to go.
or pro course, then you get a different ending, and we'll see that in just a moment.
Come on, try the car race. There's a lot of racing ahead. Come on, try the car race. There's a lot of racing ahead.
Here is where I use the cheat. You can use the viewpoint change button during the race if you like.
Yeah, you're home
In
free now, baby.
first person perspective or a third person perspective.
You did it! You did it! You won the race!
With
yeah,
a cheat.
It's a new record!
Yeah, it's a little different ending here. But that is Rave Racer, and it is the third game in the, I guess, quote-unquote, Racer series. The first game was Ridge Racer, then there was Ridge Racer 2, and then there was Rave Racer, and this was created on the Namco System 22 hardware. And this was the introduction of Reiko Nagase, the mascot for the Racer series. And this was the last arcade entry in the Racer series.
Rave Racer!
Well, that was Rave Racer. Like I said, the third entry in the series. This is game number 11 in our 20 from 1995 series. This is Crazy Climb Radius, and thank you for watching Rave Racer, created by Namco. And I hope to see you soon for game number 10. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. See you soon with our second time capsule of 1995 and game number 10. Y'all take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.
The right time, the